Hello everyone and welcome back to a new weekly vlog. I am actually starting off this vlog with a massive unboxing, so let's just get into it. So the first thing that I have, I wasn't too sure what it was, so I did open it, but it did come in this stunning packaging and it does say Ink and Wonder on there, which I didn't realise to start off with because I am impatient and I just wanted to know what was inside. But a few weeks back they were having a sale, and so I looked through the website and I found something that I wanted, and that is this wooden bookmark. They are known for their wood marks, so I really wanted to get one. I do have another Game of Thrones one that came in a subscription box. I believe it was Owl Crate, and I really love it. And I really love Sansa, especially in these last few seasons, so I thought I'd get another one to add to my collection. Next up, this package arrived, and it is actually from Grace and Honey, which is Becca from Becca and the Books' candle shop. And I placed an order for 3 candles when she did her restock, so let's just get into this because I'm so excited. So that's what it looks like. There are 4 candles in here and I ordered 3. Oh my gosh, I think Becca's given me a candle for my birthday. There's this little note that says happy birthday Rhiannon in it. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. That is insane. The ones I did order were Magic School, Red Damsels, and the Chosen One. But there is a 4th candle in here that I didn't order, but Becca did know that I wanted because I was messaging the Grace and Honey Instagram account just because I did have a few queries about my order. And this one is the Domovoy. I think I'm saying that right. I haven't read the Bear and the Nightingale yet, and I believe that's what this is from. But this was one of the scents of the Bookie Trials candle bundle, and I did buy that before the whole drama with, you know, what went on there. But this is my new favourite candle from Grace and Honey, and I really wanted to get another one, but I just wasn't sure if the other candles that I wanted would sell out before this went back on sale. But Becca has kindly included this in my order for my birthday. I can't believe that. That's just really making me a bit emotional, to be honest with you. That is so nice. And she did also include some labels for me as well, because like I said, I bought the Bookie Trials bundle and then Becca had to rebrand, unfortunately, but she did include these for me to swap out the old labels, which I'm so happy about. So just thank you so much, Becca, for everything in general. You know how much I love your candles, and wow, I'm very overwhelmed, but thank you so much. I'm really sorry if the angle or lighting or anything has changed. My battery literally ran out as I was about to show you the final item, so yeah, I'm sorry if I've moved or anything's different. But the last thing that I wanted to show you is that I have finally bought myself a TBR cart. I've been wanting one of these for such a long time, and I was going to wait till I got the chance to go to IKEA, but obviously because of lockdown and everything like that, I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. But this little gem came up on, I think it was Facebook or something. It was one of those targeted advertisements and it worked. I logged straight onto the website and I purchased myself this trolley, and I'm so happy that I did. It's also such a nice colour. It's a teal colour. It's not the standard mint that everyone seems to have. It's a lot darker, which I like, and it's just very me, so I'm so glad that I found this. And I thought it would be fun to film myself trying to build this because I am awful at stuff like that, and it'll probably be quite funny to watch me struggle. So that's the plan for the rest of this evening. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, hopefully not too long, but we shall see. But I'm so excited for this because if you don't know, we recently moved house just before the lockdown, and so there's just stuff everywhere. I have a lot of books that I can't store, and so this is going to make life a little bit easier. So it is currently Thursday and I haven't really read anything. The only things I've been reading have been audiobooks, and that's because I have started going walking every day. So I walk for about an hour and I get quite a bit of listening time done. So I have actually read and finished Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4 stars just because I don't normally read contemporary. It's not my genre, and this was also written in verse, so it was a bit harder for me to get into. However, after a while it was okay. I really enjoyed the plot and it did highlight some very important issues. This book is about 2 girls. They actually have the same father, but they don't know about each other. They don't know about each other's existence, the other families, nobody's anything, and one day their dad actually dies in a plane crash, and so all these secrets come to light and the girls find each other. But obviously it's not smooth sailing, and it's just about both girls coming to terms with that and dealing with this grief that they have whilst also finding out about each other. It's a very intense read at some points. You see the girls' resentments for each other because their father would leave each girl for about 6 months and spend time with the other, and they wouldn't really know. So now that everything's come to light, they see how he was living a double life and that the girls were treated differently in a way. So I did really enjoy reading about the different girls and then what they were like once they were together and trying to sort things out. And I'll just tell you what it says on the Goodreads page because I feel like it sums it up pretty well. It says, in a dual narrative novel in verse that brims with both grief and love, award-winning and best-selling author Elizabeth Acevedo writes about the devastation of loss, the difficulty of forgiveness, and the bittersweet bonds that shape our lives. And honestly, I couldn't sum it up better. It was just such a brilliant book that discussed so many different topics, and I would highly recommend you pick it up. And then the next book I've been listening to whilst going on my walks and whilst I'm pottering about the house and things is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, and that is by Theodora Goss. This is a Victorian type mystery book featuring a lot of well-known names such as Jekyll and Hyde and Sherlock, and I'll just read out the description just because I don't really know how to describe it to you guys, but honestly it's brilliant. It says, Mary Jekyll, alone and penniless following her parents' death, is curious about the secrets of her father's mysterious past. One clue in particular hints that Edward Hyde, her father's former friend and a murderer, may be nearby, and there is a reward for information leading to his capture, a reward that would solve all of her immediate financial woes. But her hunt leads her to Hyde's daughter, Diana, a feral child left to be raised by nuns. With the assistance of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, Mary continues her search for the elusive Hyde and soon befriends more women, all of whom have been created through terrifying experimentation. Beatrice Rappaccini, Catherine Morat, and Justine Frankenstein, when their investigations lead them to the discovery of a secret society of immoral and power-crazed scientists, the horrors of their past return. Now it's up to the monsters to finally triumph over the monstrous. Now, if that doesn't sound absolutely amazing, I don't know what does. I'm around halfway through right now and I'm really enjoying it. The audiobook is really good and I find myself wanting to go on walks just so I can listen to the book, which is very funny. As for physical reads, I'm not currently reading any physical books, but Becca's Bookoplathon is happening this weekend, which is a 48-hour readathon where you have to complete some certain prompts. However, you don't know what the prompts are going to be because Becca is using her Bookopoly board to choose them as we go along through the 48 hours. So I don't really know if I want to pick up anything physically just yet because I know I'm going to be reading hopefully 4 books this weekend, which is going to be quite intense. So I might just carry on listening to my audiobook for now. I definitely will do when I build this, so hopefully I get a good chunk of it done then. But yeah, I don't plan on reading anything physically just yet, but if I do, I will update you guys as soon as. So this is what my TBR cart looks like. The cat's there, so just ignore her. But I decided that I'm going to put my TBR for the month in the top of the cart. The books that I've bought for the month here so that I know which ones to include in a book haul. And then I'm going to put what I read for the month on the bottom. So yeah, that's it. I might switch these two round, I'm not sure. But at the minute, that's what it looks like. Oh, the cat's just having a nosy. And yes, I have been sitting on the cat's bed whilst building this, and I don't know if you saw at the start I forgot to put this bit on, so I'd put everything else on and then I had to take it all off to put that on. But other than that, I am so happy with how this looks, and I'm so glad that I have this cart now so that I can keep my books organised a bit for the month, and it just makes life a little bit easier. Now I need to figure out how to decorate this, so please let me know down below how you decorate your TBR cart if you've got one, because mine is plain as anything right now. I do have 1 or 2 magnets I could put on there, but I would like a little bit more than just the 2 that I have. So yes, please comment down below how I should decorate my TBR cart and if you like this system or if I should change it.
There you go, you've lost it. No longer yours.
Hi guys, so it's actually over a week since I last updated you and I honestly can't believe it. So Becca's Bookoplathon did happen and I do have a vlog for that, so I will leave it linked up above and I'll also put it in the description box, so if you want to check that out please do. I'm not going to say anything about it here, but I had such a good time with the readathon and I can't wait for more rounds. Anyway, since then I've not been slumpy, but I've just been busy and I haven't been picking up physical books as much as I'd like. However, the other day I was scrolling through Instagram and I did see that Fairy Loot had something on their story. I clicked on it and it was Cody announcing that the read along for Girls Serpent Thorn by Melissa Basher-Doost was actually starting this week. I think I missed the first 2 days of it, so I was a bit behind, but I am actually 80% through according to Goodreads. I think I have around 50 odd pages left, maybe a bit more, I'm not too sure, but I am loving this so much. I believe that the readathon has finished now, or today is the last day, but like I said, I've been so bad at physically reading that I have fallen a bit behind. This is about a girl called Soraya who is actually a princess. However, she is cursed to be poisonous to everything she touches, and so she is locked away from everyone and everything so that she does not harm them. But one day a demon is captured and is locked in the dungeons, and Soraya finds a way to talk to this demon, and she basically wants to know if there is a way to reverse this curse. This ultimately leads her to make some questionable choices, but in the end she has to decide if she wants to protect her family or save herself in a way. This book is full of conflict, it's full of plot twists. We had some that I did not expect and it really did blow me away, and this is just very compelling. I just want to keep reading and I feel like it's a perfect book to fly through. This is actually the Fairy Loot exclusive edition. I'm so glad I got this because it's just absolutely stunning. I don't know if you can see, but the edges are spray painted green to match the green on the cover, and I absolutely love this. But one thing I love about Fairy Loot is that they do include letters by the author, and there's a part of this that I want to read out because I feel like it just sums up the book extremely well, and this is basically what the author wants to portray throughout the book. So she says, the heroine of Girl Serpent Thorn is herself a contradiction, a princess who feels like a monster, cursed and confined, yet brimming with poison and power. I think many of us feel that way, like a puzzle made up of pieces that don't always seem to fit together. Some of us may feel like we're poisonous, untouchable, or covered in thorns. But as Soraya learns in the novel, sometimes it's what we don't like about ourselves that end up being the source of our greatest strengths. In these pages, I hope you find excitement, emotion, empowerment, and comfort if you need it. I love that so much. I'm really glad that I do read the author letters before jumping into the book, because it's stuff like this that really does affect me, and when I'm reading I can look back on this and I can see what the author was intending, and it definitely is the case for this book. It's really good. I think one of the main focuses of this is self-love and self-acceptance. You know, everyone at one point or another wishes they were someone else or wishes there was something different about them, but as soon as you change something about yourself, you are no longer that person. Do you know what I mean? So you lose a bit of yourself and you change along the way and you lose yourself a little bit. I'm really enjoying this. It's full of complex family relationships and betrayals, and there is also, I think, an FF romance in here. It's not been confirmed yet. It is hinted at, but I think as we go on it will develop into something more, so I can't wait for that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and I'm so mad at myself that I put it down, but I am going to sit down today and fly through it because, like I said, I have about 50 odd pages left, and the way the story is going, it's all going to kick off and it's going to be mental. I do plan on sitting down and reading this now, but before that I do just want to mention that I did actually pick up the 13 Problems by Agatha Christie. I feel like I'm talking about Agatha Christie way too much on my channel. It's in basically almost every video at the minute, so I'm sorry if you don't like these books or me talking about them, but I am absolutely loving her books right now and I just want to read all of them. This is the second book in the Miss Marple mysteries, and it is actually a short story collection, which I was a bit apprehensive about going into it because if you know me and my reading taste, I don't really like short stories, I don't like anthologies, so I was very hesitant going into this. However, I'm loving this so much, and I think it's because every single short story is a different mystery. It keeps me entertained and it keeps me guessing, and I'll just read you the back of this because I think it's brilliant. It says, one Tuesday evening, a group gathers at Miss Marple's house and the conversation turns to unsolved crimes. As each of her guests is mystified by the sinister tales they tell one another, the company is inclined to forget their elderly host. But there is a ruthless precision in Miss Marple's pursuit of the killers in each tale, and a few surprises in store for the Tuesday night club. And then it does have a little blurb from the Daily Mirror here that says, the plots are so good that one marvels. Most of them would have made a full-length thriller. And that is true. There is a short story in here that I've just read called The Blue Geranium, and if you know anything about Miss Marple, you'll know that there is actually a full-length adaptation made by ITV called The Blue Geranium, and it is about this short story. So it's very interesting. You can definitely adapt all of her stories. I think they all make such good mysteries and would play out really well as a drama or a film or anything like that. And I think I'm just about halfway now. I am in the middle of one of the stories. I just had to stop quickly, but I'm on page 128 and this is 250 pages. Miss Marple is definitely one of my new favourite characters. She is disregarded by a lot of different characters because she is an older lady. For instance, they decide to form this club and they don't really invite Miss Marple, but she sort of tells them, hey, I'm here, I want to join, and so she does. And it turns out that she is a lot better at solving mysteries than any of the other members of the Tuesday night club. I did ideally want to finish this a lot earlier because I am planning on reading The Body in the Library for the reading rush, which is actually starting tomorrow, but someone told me to try and read Sleeping Murder before The Body in the Library if I could. I don't know if that's accurate. I was going off the Agatha Christie website reading list order, however I have since done a bit of research and I've found that some people do recommend you read Sleeping Murder after this and before The Body in the Library. So this is the one that I was going to follow. I was going to read the whole of the top row and then the whole of the bottom row in that order, but Sleeping Murder apparently should be in between here. And like I said, the reading rush does start tomorrow and I'm not sure if I'll finish this tonight, let alone start the next book, because like I said, I do definitely want to finish this tonight, and so this will be put to the side for a little bit, so when I do finish this I can dive straight back into this one. So I'm not quite sure what to do yet with the Sleeping Murder. I'm not sure whether to leave it and read it at the end like it says on the Agatha Christie website, or to go with what other people have said and read it after this one, so we'll see. As for now, I'm gonna sit down, finish Girl Serpent Thorn, then I think I'll have a bath, and after that I will hopefully finish this one. I feel like I could because they are very short mysteries, and the only thing that I'm planning on doing tonight is reading. I know I say that all the time and I never end up doing it, but I am so determined to finish both of these books tonight so that I can go into the reading rush with a clean slate. So wish me luck, and I'll check in once I've finished Girl Serpent Thorn. Hello everyone! So I did mean to update you guys last night, but honestly I went for a walk, I had a bath, and by that time it was about 11:30 and I was knackered. So I did go to bed, but in bed, I did decide to read another story in the 13 Problems, and I have in fact finished this morning. I really enjoyed this book because, like I said before, it is a short story collection, but every short story is a different mystery, and we have a group of people trying to solve it, but the only person who knows what's actually gone on is the person telling the story. And it's very, very interesting to see how every character thinks, and especially Miss Marple, because she does tend to solve every crime, and she does that by noticing parallels between different things that have happened in St. Mary Mead, which is her little village. And so because of the things she's seen and experienced, she can then put that into solving a mystery, and it's just brilliant. So I did really, really enjoy this. Also, I can't stop staring at the cover. I feel like it's just so cool. I did end up giving this a 4-star, I believe. I think it's on the lower end of the 4 stars, just because even though I did really enjoy it, you don't get as much depth to the mysteries. They're very surface level because obviously someone else is telling you what happened. You're just trying to figure out who did it, and you don't get to talk to the different suspects or anything like that. But it does what it set out to do, and I had a really good time reading this. I did also decide that I'm not going to read Sleeping Murder next. I am just going to go straight into The Body in the Library. I have done a bit more research, and I feel like that's the way to go. I know some people say as well to read Miss Marple's final cases after this one because of the timeline, but I'm not going to do that either. I am going to leave that to last, just because I feel like that'll be a really nice place to end my Miss Marple journey. Before I went for my walk, I did also manage to finish Girl Serpent Thorn. Like I said, I was about 80% of the way through this, so I didn't have that much to read, but that last 20% was intense. A lot of stuff happened, and it was just crazy, but I really, really enjoyed the story. It's such an easy one to fly through. I feel like when I did sit down and read it, I read it so quickly, and I do love that in a fantasy. I really liked how this ended. Soraya does take her fate into her own hands, and so bad stuff has happened because of that, but at the end she is finally at peace with herself. I don't want to spoil anything, so all I'll say is that it's an amazing story of self-acceptance and family and love, and it's just so good. I did mention that there was an FF romance in here, and it did develop into something more, and by the end of the book it is something that's quite important, and I really enjoyed that. I thought it was such a good element to the book. It wasn't forced, and it was just something that made the book better almost. I don't think I'm speaking coherently about this book. It's very hard to put my thoughts together because I don't want to spoil it, but I've said all that I wanted to say in the last clip. I feel like the themes just got a little bit stronger by the end, and it wrapped up so well. I thoroughly enjoyed this, highly recommend everyone read it, and I did give it a 4 stars. It wasn't quite a 5-star read for me. I think the writing was just a little bit too simplistic for me. It just felt a little bit too simple at some points, but other than that, it was absolutely brilliant. And lastly, I completely forgot to tell you the other day that I finished The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. As you will have seen, I was listening to it whilst I was building my TBR cart, and then I think it was Friday morning I decided to do a deep clean of the house, so I put my AirPods in, I put on the audiobook, and I did finish it. That was such a good book as well. I had an amazing time with it. I listened to the audiobook like you saw, and I feel like that was probably the best way for me, just because the way it's written is quite funny and it's very intense. The author does do a great job at differentiating the characters and their voices, so that was very easy to follow, and I just loved everything about it, to be honest with you. It wasn't quite a 5-star read for me. I did thoroughly enjoy it, but there was just something missing where I wasn't wholeheartedly obsessed with it. I did really enjoy the different characters. We have so many characters, but they're all vital to the story and the overarching plot throughout the whole book. It was very cool to see all the different monsters as well, and you know, the Victorian setting was really interesting too. So I just had a really good time reading it, to be honest with you, and I am definitely continuing on with the rest of the series. I think there are 2 other books out. I'm not sure if there are going to be more, but They are both on script, so I will hopefully get to them soon. And that is it for this week's vlog, or rather a 2-week vlog, because I have been so bad at filming and updating, so I am very sorry about that. I haven't even edited any of this yet, so I don't know if it's a mess or what. I guess I'll see. If you did like this video, don't forget to click the like button as well as the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!